Well, hello. This is Dr. Gary Huber. Happy to spend a little time with you. I promise to be brief. I'm going to time myself so I don't go over 3 minutes. How about that? So, longevity. I hear the same thing from everybody. I don't want to live long and just live in a nursing home. I don't want to turn 90. You know what? I do. I want to turn 100. And when I'm in my 90s, I want to be biking and being with friends and going out and having a great time. I want to talk about health span versus lifespan. We know that Americans are living longer than ever, but our quality of life is not great. There's something in the medical literature called the DALY, the Disability Adjusted Life Years. That means how many years of our life we're alive but not so good. In the United States, the DALY is 23 years. That means the last 23 years of your life are full of disability and disease and lack of function and not that awesome. In other countries, the DALY is as low as 10 years. That means people are living long, but they're living healthier for many, many more years. That's what I'm talking about, turning back the hands of time. What if I said you could live to be 90 and be active? You could be 90 and be vibrant. What if you could be in your 80s but feel like you're in your 40s? You would sign on for that, right? And there's a lot of science right now looking at that. In fact, the research is looking at aging as a disease. That's a weird concept. We always thought aging was something that innately was going to happen. What if we start to look at aging as a disease? And if so, is it a curable disease? Are there things that we can do? Well, research is showing us that there are. What happens is when we're 25, 30, 35, we're awesome, right? We feel great. And then 40, 45 creeps up, and then 50. In that time frame, right around that decade, some of our cells are becoming senescent. That means some of your cells are acting like old cells. Once they've divided so many times, rather than die and be replaced by a young cell, they just keep living and living, but they're old cells and they're inflamed cells and they drive all kinds of biochemical change. What if we could find those bad guys and eradicate them? What if we could do things to stimulate your cells to act like young cells? Well, that would work. So here's a normal cell, right? And apoptosis that you're seeing there, that means normal regulated cell death. For example, a breast cell, a prostate cell should be born, live, and die, and be replaced by a young cell that lives and then dies. It's supposed to die, it's programmed. But if it doesn't die, it becomes a senescent cell. Senescent, like senility, like an old crotchety cell that's pissed off and angry and yelling at the neighbors. That's your senescent cell. And it creates inflammation in your body. What if we could find those bad boys and target them? What if we could drive that cell toward apoptosis instead of senescence? We can. There are things we've identified that we can. And the other option is, what if that cell becomes a cancer cell? If we do things that reduce the number of senescent cells, guess what else happens? Fewer cancer cells. So what if I could reduce your risk of cancer, reduce your risk of disability and disease as we grow older? Now, are you interested? Probably so. There's a lot of things we can do, and we're going to talk about those things over this longevity series I want to talk to. Lifestyle, like exercise, cold exposure, intermittent fasting. You go, ooh, all those things sound horrible. That's the process of hormesis. If we stress the body just a little, the body comes back stronger. What can we engage to make the cell go, whoa, I got to be younger? What about the sirtuin network? If that's a new word, awesome. I'm going to teach all about the sirtuin network, because if I stimulate that in your body, then your cells behave like youthful cells. That's what I want. Metformin, yeah, it's a drug, but it's been shown to increase longevity in every animal ever studied. Flies, mice, worms. You say, I'm not a fly, a mouse, or a worm. Yeah. Primates, humans, yeah. It decreases our cancer risk and promotes longevity in humans. Why not do that? And then killer senescent cells, killing off those cells. There are things we can do to address that. So there's all these very cool technologies. This field is blowing up as we speak. And there's a lot of simple things you and I can do that are safe and healthy and will help us to be very active. I personally, I'm not going to divulge my age. I'm older than I look. And you know what? I get great joy out of kicking the butt out of 40-year-olds. Why? Because I'm going to grow old, but I'm going to stay young. Talk more later. See ya.